April 1st, everyone. I'm going to share my predictions about the Weapons prequel, focusing on Aunt Glady, the prequel to Weapons, officially in development and focusing on Aunt Gladys, played by Amy Madigan, is confirmed by director Zach C. And the studio, Kreger, has described it as real, with a story he had in his pocket before the original film even released, and he's been in talks with Warner Brothers slash New Line about it. Amy Madigan has expressed enthusiasm for revisiting the character, though she notes that in Hollywood, nothing's real till it's real. What we know about the prequel so far, title slash format, it's a prequel centered entirely on Aunt Gladys' origin story, not a sequel. Krager wants it to stand on its own as its own beast rather than just explaining the original movie's mysteries in a way that ruins the mystique. Core focus, it will explore how Gladys became the parastolic occult powered figure in seen in Weapons, her acquisition or awakening of powers, her twist methodology for several and possibility, her connection to the town's horror of similar events in the past, tone and style. Expect the same unsettling chapter like structure, dark humor, and slow burn dread from Weapons, amplified by Gladys' eccentric peacock like mannerisms and stare. Kreger drew inspirations for her from a deeply creepy Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me character, Lil, so the prequel will likely lean into bizarre folkloric unease mixed with body horror or energy draining rituals. Status still in early development as of early 2026. No release date, full script details, or confirmed start of production yet, but Kreger has expressed genuine excitement. Production predicted plots and elements based on canon cult material and Kreger's comments, since Weapons still bravely left Gladys mysterious to preserve fear. Kreger cult original backstory chapter for that reason. The prequel will likely fill in these gaps while expanding the lore, origins of the parasites. One strong possibility: Gladys starts as a temporarily ill, ordinary elderly woman who turns to forbidden occult practices or an ancient weapon ritual out of desperation to survive. She adopts a parasitic method, draining life force from others, especially children of the vulnerable, to extend her existence. This ties into her using personal items, hair, name tags for mind control, and, and rituals to the original film. Alternative, more supernatural. She's not fully human, but a dark entity or ancient witch that possesses or impersonates people, latching onto families like the Lilies. The prequel could show her awakening or cycling through hosts over decades, explaining her odd knowledge of old things and inconsent backstory. Early life and rise set decades earlier, possibly 1940s through the 80s, or even further back. Given hints she's much older, it might follow her discovering a voodoo like book, cursed object, or ritual that grants her powers. Early scenes could show her as seeming harmless or eccentric relative who gradually reveals her true nature, mirroring how she infiltrates the Lily home and weapons. Expect flashbacks or a non-linear structure showing her experimenting with smaller scale trainings before scaling up to mass events like the 17 children's disappearance. What this is actually focusing on: how before she was the old lady in this movie I watched last night, the director wants to figure out what was her past when she was younger. Did she have trauma or PTSD from childhood? Another idea: maybe there could be a new character on the autism spectrum. I'm not the writer for this project, someone else is. Maybe she had parents when she was a lot younger. I don't know when it's coming out, maybe in late 2020s or early 2030s? Comment below. Will you be excited for it when it comes out at the movie theaters? I want to share that's off topic. When I was watching Weapons last night, of a scene when Aunt Glady was being chased by kids. How did she get chased by? Maybe she used a curse on them, or did the kids rip this parts off? I don't know. It's just a mystery about that. If you have no problem with weird or strange movies like that, you are welcome to check it out. That's all I want to share. Bye, everyone.